Hello everybody, welcome back to another adventure with Charlie's Adventures. We're up here today and we're going to head back up on the mountain. Going to go a different way than we went yet. I'm going to try a new road. I don't know for sure where it goes or where it comes out, but I think it gets us in the right direction. We're going to go up and put a bag of corn in the feeder. Hang the flex camera back up at the feeder because that bar tore it up and I repaired it. I put some silicone on the motion sensor to try to keep the moisture out of it, and hopefully the door will stay latched and not let any water in. I think it will. And we're going to use those new mounts that we made the other day. So stay with me, come along for the ride and enjoy it, and we'll get with it. I'm going to take the plot saver down today, weed eat that food plot, put the flex camera back up there at the feeder, and put a bag in. Like I said, you know, I'm repeating myself already probably, but got a little bit of maintaining to do today. I'm just going to take you all along for the ride. I'm not going to video a lot of on the trail today. I know you all get enough of that as it is. Unless I come up on something peculiar or whatever, you know. I probably won't video a lot of the trail ride unless, you know, it ends up being a pretty decent new road, new trail. All right, here we go. This road here is a no-go. We're up pretty high, as you can tell right there, but it ain't gonna take us where we need to go. It's blocked off here with a big wood pile. I don't know if it continues going or not, but not gonna spend the time today to clear it out. Gonna go back down and go back up a way that I know that will get us to where we're going. Be back here in a few minutes. I want you to look at that view right there, people. We're way up here. I believe we're about 2,600 foot right now. This here is the first time I've had the Pioneer 520 out on the trail since we put the high clearance A-arms on it from Super ATV. They're high clearance and they're forward 1 inch. That way tires don't rub no more when you turn sharp. But I'm going to tell you one thing I have noticed is when you put those steering stops on to keep the tie rods from binding up, you do lose some turning radius. I don't know how much of a problem it's going to be yet, but when it's going to be a little bit of nuisance, but I don't think it's going to be enough to matter. But I have noticed that you don't have the steering radius that you did. So we'll see in the future if that's a problem or not. I don't believe it's going to be. But anyway, we're going to head back out of here and head up the mountain. Got quite a bit of stuff to do today. A lot of running. Not a lot of work, but a lot of running. All right, I'm up here at the feeder. I put a bag in, but when I got up here, the funnel was stopped up right in here. And I'm going to put some ultra gray around these washers inside here, and then I hope that'll do it. And then I'm going to raise it up, and I'm going to put some ultra gray around the funnel down there, because it's collecting moisture somewhere. But I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll come back and show you. I'm going to wipe that off with a paper towel or something and try to get it as clean as I can. We're going to try to get as much water out, try to keep as much water out of it as possible, because it was stopped up. It wasn't even feeding no corn. All right, as you can see there, I spread ultra gray around that washer on both sides, and then out here on the outside I pushed some down in behind here, and then went down both sides of that bar to try to keep moisture out. And then I went around this bolt head. This is the on time feeder, hanging feeder. And I done it on this side too, as you can see there. Now I got this thing almost full of corn. I'm not going to let the corn come in contact with that ultra gray. There's a little bit got in it there, but it'll be all right. All right, I'm going to put the lid on, and I'll raise it up, and then I'm going to seal that funnel part of it. And I'm going to do a little test here. I'm getting ready to turn the remote on for the winch. I want to see if that distorts this microphone. I've got the remote for the winch on, doing a test to see if it's interfering with the microphone or not. This is, I'm just trying it. You can see the lights on there, because the last time I was up here, the mic went out, in and out, and I'm pretty sure it's when I had this microphone activated. But my microphone did it on down there at the other food plot, and I didn't have this remote on, but I'm just trying this as a test to see. All right, I'm gonna raise this up. You can see I got my snatch block down there, run to the winch, down to the snatch block, and then up to the feeder. Well, that was a major mistake. I had the side-by-side in neutral, and didn't have the park brake on. So I'm gonna have to start it up and back up. Folks, that thing is pretty dang heavy. Alright, I'm gonna have to adjust the because it dropped down on this and it closed the gap up right here. You take these two screws right here and then lower the whole thing down to just the gap. That's where it went down on the motor and all that weight pushed it up. Did that here a while back too. I've got my gap set now. You just loosen these two Phillips screws up and let the motor part down to adjust it or up. And then I just spin it to see if it's feeding corn out. And as you can tell, I'm spinning it and it's coming out pretty good. So that's the way I'm going to leave it. Alright, now I'm going to caulk around all the way around this funnel part right down here, just in case moisture's getting in it here. We'll put some of that ultra gray on that. Alright, as you can see, I've sealed this all the way around that funnel. Right there's a little gap. Got that filled in all the way around with ultra gray. I know it don't look like much, but that don't matter as long as it seals that up. That day I loaded this corn in here, I put I don't remember how many ounce it was, but it was a big tub of grape Kool-Aid, and I just poured it down in the corn. Now that might have drew moisture, and I think that Kool-Aid clumped up. So I won't do that anymore. If I do, it won't be near as much. But anyway, I'm gonna get this feeder pulled up and tied off, and then I'm going to hang the old flex camera back up. I may actually hang the new one here, I don't know. I'll probably just hang the one that has been here before and just keep it here. But I'm going to get this feeder pulled up, and then I'll get to working on that camera, and then we'll get out of here. Alright, got the feeder up. As you can see, I'm gonna have to do a little work because it's about, I don't know, 16, 18 inches below that pulley. So next time I come back, I'm gonna lower this lag bolt down here or either tighten this loop up, one or the other. Probably tighten the loop up, be the best and easiest. But anyway, I've got it up, and you can tell I've got a bunch of corn down here, and the mineral block's still here. And I've got the flex camera hung back up there. You can see how I done that mount Now this, I'm holding the GoPro as high above me as far as I can reach up. So, you know, it should be out of Bear's reach unless he climbs it a little bit. I'm going to assume the bottom of that flex camera is about 8 foot off the ground. And this is the one I repaired. As you can see that ultra gray there in that motion detection lens. But as you can see, the flex camera, it's pretty good ways up off of the ground now. And I've got it angled. That's pretty good right there. It should be taking our pictures right now. So, and right here's how I done that. I got up on this Costco 2-step, you know, it's just a little step. And I was able to reach up there to put it up. So, we're gonna head on out of here. I'm gonna pack the side-by-side up. And we're gonna head on out of here and go over here to the food plot, Logging Road food plot, and I'm gonna do a little weed eating. And I may end up trying to, and I took this Link Micro down. That's what I was doing. I'm gonna try to take this bag of mineral around there and put it out and put new batteries in one of the cameras and move it back over to that mineral lick that we had last year. And, on that logging road, and since I planted that logging road, I lost the dang micro SD card when I did that. So I'm gonna check that out and see how that seed's coming up over there at that logging road, and put a bag of mineral in the last year's mineral lick and move the camera back over there on it. Just the same setup as we had last year, cause that over there we got several deer, and there was several pretty decent bucks over there last year. And I'll probably hook up that solar battery pack on that camera there. So we're gonna head over that away here in just a minute when I pack it side-by-side up. And we had a little, well, it ain't actually a little, we had a major deal go on. Blake had to have surgery on his neck. He had lost mobility in his left leg, and it progressed into his arms, you know, his hands. And he, you know, progressively got worse, and they were checking him, you know, they thought MS and Lou Gehrig's and Parkinson's and all. Well, he just finally got to where he couldn't go. He couldn't go to work anymore. And he went to UT Hospital emergency room, and he was scheduled to go to Vanderbilt to a neurologist June the 14th. And I mean, it was going to take him like, I can't remember, it was 4 or 5 months out, you know, and he tried to make it, but he couldn't. But anyway, he went to the ER and at UT Medical Center over in Knoxville, and they done a lot of tests on him. I mean, they tested him for dang near everything, you know, took blood work after blood work after blood work, and done the MRI with contrast, and they done them of his head, neck, and back. And the MRIs he had done before, for some reason, they didn't do the neck. They did the head and upper back and lower back. And I don't know the name of that, but anyway, they didn't do the neck. Well, if they'd have did the neck, they would have found what was wrong with him. And UT, when he went over there, they ended up doing the MRI with contrast, and it took almost 3 hours to do that MRI. And anyway, they found out what was wrong with him. He had 2, I don't know what you could call them, ruptured disc in his neck. You know, I don't really know the proper term for that, but they were, you know, out of pocket. You know, they wasn't lined up or whatever the proper name is. But anyway, they found that and they said it was 2, possible 3. Well, he had surgery yesterday evening, and all went well. They removed 2 of his discs out of his neck and replaced them, and then they fused it together. And I don't know, they had a term, they called it the Apabet procedure. That's what the nurse said. But anyway, those folks over at UT Hospital, man, have treated him right, you know. I mean, they're all nice, they're helpful, concerned, you know, and all. So, but his surgery went good, and he, like I said, he had his surgery late yesterday evening, and when we went to see him, they kept him in ICU last night, just precautionary. And when we got to go see him, he said that he could already tell the difference, you know, and I'm sure they had him on painkiller, you know, after the surgery, and he was still groggy, but he told us he could already tell the difference. Well, this morning, Myra got over there, and the physical therapists were there working with him in ICU. They hadn't had him up walking yet, but he was raising his leg up, he bending his knee, and he was already doing things that he couldn't do before the surgery yesterday. And the doctor told him, you know, he couldn't guarantee results. Said that one thing for sure, if he did this surgery, that he wouldn't get any worse, because he was progressively getting worse. So we want to thank everybody for all the prayers for Blake. There was a lot of people praying for him, and he was brave, because he was dreading this, you know, and I was dreading it for him. And I'll just be honest with you folks, I don't like hospitals, I don't like going, I don't like needles. But he didn't either, but he, you know, he strapped on his boots, and he dealt with it, and it's paying off for him already. And if you all will, just continue praying for him to continue improvement, because he's got a long way to go. And you know, he's been dealing with this for 1.5 years, probably going on 2 years. And it got to where he couldn't go. He couldn't go to work anymore, you know, and he had to do something. And God bless those doctors and nurses over at UT. They are fantastic, you know, and you know, I think at times Blake and everybody else was maybe second guessing, did he do the right thing and all, but it turned out that he did do the right thing. He made the right decision. And you know, and it probably wouldn't have been possible without all the prayers. God reached down and touched those surgeons and the nurses and the doctors, and kept Blake, you know, in his arms. And he pulled through. So, you know, that's a blessing. And we just want to thank everybody that was keeping him in your thoughts and prayers. All right, I'm going to ease on over and do this mineral lick and move that camera. I'm going to get this side by side loaded up and head on up out of here. All right, everybody, we'll be back in a little bit. All right, everybody. We're over here to the log landing food plot. Well, he's right down here and see how it's doing since we put that plot saver. As you can tell, man, that plot saver works. Man, I'm gonna tell you, the deer are absolutely picking this down before I put that plot saver up. I don't know how many weeks it's been. I'm gonna say it's been 3 weeks, maybe a little longer, I don't know, but I want you to look at this. I know there's some weeds in it, but the majority of it's not weeds. This is beautiful. I want you to look at this. I don't remember what day it was. I'll have to go back and look, but there is some weeds, and it is kind of bare in places, but man, I want you to look at this. We've even got clover in here. Clover's not thick, but that's okay. That's amazing. I'm gonna weed eat this down. I don't know, 10 inches, just knock the tops off. And you can see that clover there. And it's got some weeds in it, but man, this is a lot better than what we had. There's a lot of clover over in here. So I'm gonna get the weed eater and I'm gonna weed eat this down. Got a lot of clover right here. I'm gonna weed eat this down, and maybe that'll give the clover a little bit of light and everything to be able to grow. And then I'm probably gonna pull this plot saver down and let them have it. All right, we'll be back here in a few minutes. Let me get this weed eater and we'll get her started. All right, I just got done weed eating, had something on my lands there, grass. Just got done weed eating the log landing food plot. And I took the plot saver down, and hopefully weed eating there to let everything have a chance to come up, knock some of the weeds down, and then maybe help it get a little thicker. Here's what we got. I didn't weed eat it plumb down to the ground. I just knocked it off and took the plot saver off, and took the plot saver down, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I know this ain't perfect, but man, I mean, I wished I had pictures of before and after, because this is definitely much better than what was here before. It'd be nice to have a picnic table right here in this area right here, and this breeze blowing today. Just sit back, drink a glass of iced tea, eat a ham sandwich or something, and just kick back in this breeze. It'd be nice up here. But we had put a bag of mineral out right here, and they've been wearing it out, but we're not going to put any more over here. Hogs just come and wallow it out. And you can see just right here at the edge of this food plot, big hog wallow right there. They've been here recently. It ain't been long. You can see where the mud's washing out down there. Look down there. There's another one down there. I want you to look at that. They was probably here today. That one there is dried up. But you can see where the mud's been draining off of them. Right down here's another one. What you look at these tracks in here. Right there's another waller. That there ain't been used, don't look like, in a while. The hogs are sure loving this. I just hope the deer are able to come up here and get them a nutritious bite to eat. I know it looked pretty dang good to me. All right, well, I'm thinking about, that's the Link micro camera up there overlooking this plot, but the signal's weak here since the leaves is on the trees. And, you know, it only communicates once every 2 or 3 days, sends the pictures. I'm thinking about, I don't know, down there at the very end of putting another flex camera up and just see what it'll do here. I'm gonna put it up high with one of those mounts I made and just see what it'll do. All right, I'm gonna get this flex camera and try to get it mounted, see if it'll communicate, and then get on up out of here. All right. You can see this food plot goes out here into the woods a little bit. I didn't weed eat it all. I left about, I don't know, 10 or 12 foot right there not touched. And then out there at that end out there, I left some of it high, but the majority of it I weed eat it down. I know this ain't perfect, but man, I'm amazed. I brought the Link Micro LTE up here and put it up right there. You can see how those mounts, and I'm reaching up as high as I can. See how those mounts work? That's the cat's meow, people. All right, I'm getting ready to head out of here. It's getting pretty dark on us. It's probably 8:04. It's about 5 after 8. Now, I've been talking about this food plot remarkable. I got a text from Myra a while ago. Blake's walking with a walker, flat-footed. He ain't done that in a long time. And that's probably less than, well, I know it's less. It's less than 24 hours since his surgery. and he's walking flat-footed. And the last text I got from her just a few minutes ago, they're waiting on him to be discharged. He's going home. That is unbelievable. I mean, he went from couldn't even hardly function at all to surgery yesterday, and walking with a walker today and going home. I mean, you just, there's no words for it. You know, the power of prayer, you know, and God reaching down and touching him and healing him. And you know, I mean, those doctors done the surgery and all, but they couldn't have done it without God. So we thank everybody for all the prayers for Blake, and I'm sure he does too. And it was God's will to heal him. And I just wanted to come back on and tell everybody he's going home this evening. It'll be right around 24 hours since his surgery. He's going home. That's it's a miracle. That's about all you can say. But anyway, I'm getting into 520 here, and we're gonna head out of here. You can see the sun right through there. It's going down quick. And I got a long haul ahead of me. All right, everybody. Hey, you need to like and share and leave a comment. And just leave a comment, amen, for God healing Blake. I mean, just, you know, I'd just love to hear a comment to make sure that, you know, everybody's listening to this video and maybe getting a little message out of it. And we'll see you on the next one. Everybody be safe. All right. Bye-bye.